Hello, welcome to my channel, Mad Horror, where I talk about horror movies and everything horror, stuff like that. So today I wanted to go over my top 10 favorite horror movies. This list is going to change the more I watch more horror movies. I definitely have not seen enough, but I do want to say that the most recent horror movies I watched are the three original Evil Dead movies. Those did not make my list. Very close. The first one almost made number 10, but what did make number 10 was I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think this is a perfect Summerween movie. I watched it last summer during the 4th of July. I think it takes place during the 4th of July. And I just think it's a perfect movie to watch leading up to Halloween, like the spooky season. Yeah. My next movie that is number 9 on my list is The Bride of Chucky. Now, I've seen all of the Chucky movies. I've watched the show, and they're strange movies, to say the least. They're definitely not up in my favorite franchise of horror movies, but The Bride of Chucky, I'm a sucker for Jennifer Tilly, okay? Like most people. And that movie, I think she's just perfect as Tiffany. It's one of my favorite movies with her in it, and just any movie that she's in, I'll just probably love it, even if it's terrible, which most of the Chucky movies are pretty bad. But Bride of Chucky, I think, is one of the better ones throughout the franchise. Yeah. The next movie, number 8, is Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, this is one of the first horror movies that I watched that I really enjoyed. The first or second horror movie that I watched that I really enjoyed. And I was Freddy Krueger for Halloween a few times in a row, because for me it's just such an easy costume. I'll try and find pictures of them, but I have I made the hand, I took a cheap one from Spirit Halloween, and I glued it to a nice leather glove, and I think it's just such an easy costume to do, if you're going out to a party, or that's just a simple thing to do with friends if you don't have a big costume to do. It's super easy, even if you don't have a mask or anything. I don't think you need one. Most of the looks I've done are just scratches across my face. I think it's just super fun. And the movie, I think that's one of Johnny Depp's first movies. I'm a fan of a lot of Johnny Depp movies. Not personally a big fan of him himself, but a lot of his movies are very good. And I think that movie is just such a staple in horror. It's a classic, and I think everyone should watch it if you're getting into horror movies, or if you've just never seen it. I think it's a very good movie. Number 7 on my list is The Shining. Now, a lot of people love this movie, and for good reason. I'm not talking about the 4-hour movie. I'm talking about Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. I think Jack Nicholson, he's such an interesting actor. I think he's perfect for that movie. I think I've read the book as well. The book, of course, it's not going to be just like the book. No movie really is. But I think if you love Stephen King, you have to watch The Shining. I think everyone should watch it. I think it's one of up with the better horror movies. It's one of the only movies that really sends chills down my spine. I think it's very mind-boggling. It messes with your mind a lot. I think it's very psychological thriller, more than horror, but yeah, it's definitely pretty good. Next on my list, number 6, is Obsession. Now, this is one of the new horror movies that has definitely jumped up on people's lists of horror movies. I think it's one of the more new horror movies that I've genuinely enjoyed. It's insane. I wish I could watch it again for the first time. I think that Curry Barker is gonna make so many more great horror movies. He's set to do a remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I think that's gonna be super good as well. But Obsession had me so scared in the theater. I watched it in the theater. I went with my boyfriend. I was jumping in my seat. It was like spoiler alert, if you have not seen Obsession, the car scene when Nikki pops through the window. I don't think I've ever been more scared in a theater. And it's just such a fun experience to watch. I think it's one of the better horror movies of like the new generation, whatever. But yeah, I think everyone should definitely go see that. If you have a chance to see it in theaters, definitely way better experience seeing it in theaters. Number 5 on my list is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Now, I almost didn't include this in the list because it's not much of a horror movie. Because to me, a horror movie is supposed to be scary. Killer Clowns is not very scary, but it's just one of my favorite movies in general. Like, I love that movie so much. It's so funny. It's definitely not horror as what someone would define horror as, like being scary, but it's just so fun to watch. I think if they ever remade it, I don't think it'll be as good. Like, nothing could outdo the original. I watch it like probably once every month. Like, it's just one of those movies that I can rewatch and I can never get bored of, so I think if you've never seen it, it's definitely an experience to watch. Number 4 is Hellraiser. Now, this is like a textbook horror movie. I'm not talking about the remake, which I think was like 2023, 2024. I like that movie. It's just definitely not as good as the original. That movie, that's another movie that has like really scared me. There's a lot of psychological aspects to it also, and I've always been scared of Pinhead. I like have a magnet on my fridge of Pinhead that I've just seen as a kid, and I have been always scared of him. That movie made me more scared of him, but I think the concept of that movie is great. I've never seen any of the other ones. I've seen the original and the remake. If I should watch any of the other ones, let me know, but I don't think anything could be better than that one, so I don't really want to bother. But if I should, let me know. Yeah, Hellraiser. Number 3. Okay, we're getting in the top 3. Number 3 is Silence of the Lambs. Another psychological thriller, horror movie, whatever. That's another, like I said, another movie that has just seriously scared me. Like, Hannibal is just one of those horror icons that just sends chills down my spine every time I think about him. He's so, like, something about him just would freak anybody out, but the way his demeanor is just so like calm, and it trips me out every time. But I think that's just another staple horror movie that everybody should watch. The story, everything. Also, like, a queer-coded horror movie, and who doesn't love that, But I think the concept is something that, like I said, they can't remake that. I don't think they'll ever make it better. So I hope no one tries to remake it. I don't think it would be possible. But I think Jodie Foster also, in a field, her character's in like this field with all men. She's trying to prove herself, with this big murder case, and everyone's doubting her. And I think it's such a great film for girls especially. I think it's very inspiring. Yeah. Other than it being about a cannibal, yeah. Number 2 on my list is Scream. Now, I'm mainly talking about the first Scream movie. I love all of them. I even, like, hot take, I also liked the newest one, Scream 7. Spoiler, like, the Ghostface reveal, did not like that, but the rest of the movie was really good. I just don't think the Ghostface didn't make sense at all. Like, didn't even know who they were at the end of the movie, to be honest, So I think that's the only weak part about the movie. But yeah, so the first Scream movie, I think that's the first horror movie I've ever seen. I remember, you know, being able to watch that for the first time, and that really got me in to slashers. I love slashers, you know. Michael Myers, Ghostface, Freddy Krueger. I love them. You know, I love slashers. I love horror icons, you know. But Scream, it's just so good. You know, if you've never seen Scream, I think you should watch it. It's another one of those staple horror movies that, like, if you've never seen it, like, you don't know horror, because I think that movie just sets the tone for slashers going forward. Of course, there was ones before that because Scream was in the 90s, but it definitely sets the tone for slashers going forward. But I think also Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich, I think they're the best ghost faces. Okay, I think I don't have I don't have a favorite. Like it's Billy and can't remember Matthew Lillard's name in Scream, but them as Ghostface, I think they're perfect. They were a perfect duo. Like Billy said, it was like a perfect crime. You know, I think they were great. I don't think anyone can outdo Billy and Stu. There you go, Stu. But I think I was Stu for Halloween. This past Halloween. He's such a funny guy. I love him so much. That's why I like the movie so much. Not because, yeah, but Scream. Watch it. I don't know. Number 1 on my list is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now this is a horror movie that I can watch over and over again and not get sick of. Well, if I watch it every day, maybe I get sick of it. But I watch it at least like once every couple of months because it's just so good. I'm trying to get it on DVD. Like, I thrift a lot of horror movies on DVDs, but that's just one movie I always keep my eye out for. I think it's my favorite for a reason. I think it set the tone for horror movies going forward after that. And I think I've never seen it. Also, I've never seen the remakes of Texas Chainsaw Massacre either. Like, I've been planning on watching them, but honestly, like, I love the original one so much. I don't think I'll like any of them more, so I don't really care about watching them. Just like with Nightmare on Elm Street, I don't care. Nightmare on Elm Street and Hellraiser, I don't care to like watch the sequels or anything because the first one is just so good. But like I said earlier, like Curry Barker is supposed to like remake that, and I think that might, I don't know if it'll outdo the one from the 70s, but he's such a good director. I think it'd definitely be up there. Maybe we'll make this list. I don't know. But yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I want to be Leatherface for Halloween. I've been planning on being Leatherface for like the past 3 years. I just think he's such a scary, yet he's funny to me. Like, he's so kind of stupid, to be honest. Like, he's always falling in the movies, just chasing these people. He looks so stupid, but I think it's so funny. But yeah, honorable mention that I didn't say this before because I don't really count it as horror, more of a gothic horror, but the 2025 Frankenstein with Jacob Elordi and Oscar Isaac. I love that movie so much. Like, that's definitely a movie that I can watch and watch again and not get bored of it because it is so good. I love gothic horror. Let me know if you want like a gothic horror video. I think I could do that. I don't know if I've seen enough gothic horror movies, but like the more I watch, like I'll make a list and we'll see if I can do that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm definitely planning on making more videos. I'm planning on going to Midsummer Scream this August. So I'll probably film that. I think that'll be super fun. And I want to make a horror book video, like my favorite horror books. I don't think I've read enough. Like I said, I've read a couple Stephen King books, but I have a lot still on my shelf. So I think I'll just have to read the rest of those and then do that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. This was this was fun for me to make. I love talking about horror movies, especially my favorite horror movies. So let me know if you liked it by leaving a thumbs up and consider subscribing because I'm gonna make more videos like this. So yeah.